Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thank you for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Airline service officials up on Capitol Hill raising concern. Also tonight, a bill long overdue is passed by the House. And authorities are asking your help to locate a wanted male. In sports, fresh back from Palestine, the NMI women's team are welcome back with love. Stay with us, we have these stories and more up next.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. If you feel it, come around with round. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. Everybody feel it, come around with everybody in the block. 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 Everybody round.
Give me that fish. Give me back the filet of fish. Give me that fish. Give me back the filet of fish. Give me that fish.
Try a double Filet-O-Fish sandwich for double the flavor, just in time for Lent. For limited time, served after 10:30 a.m.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, March 15, 2023. The only two commuter airlines that provide inter-island travel within the Marianas bring some big concerns to senators. Star Marianas and Marianas Southern Airways appeared before the Senate Committee on Public Utilities, Transportations, and Communications to discuss current challenges they face as the only two commuter airlines in the CNMI. William Giles, representing MSA this morning, told senators their main concern is communication from the central government on whether or not they want MSA to stay.
My hope is that if nothing else comes out of this now, that some of you, and I'm not sure who or all, could make the effort to contact someone, whether it's the governor or whether it's on your own behalf, just to talk to him, because no one's talked to him. It's been, 2 weeks and not had a response from anyone here. And it doesn't make him feel good. You know what I mean? Are we even wanted? And so it's a really important thing. I want to say that because I have to go also. But I really hope that if you think we're a benefit to the community and want us to stay, that someone at least will talk to him, because otherwise he's going to say, well, you guys don't care.
Giles added that no communication could be a warning sign to other future investors. As for Star Marianas, President Sean Christian and officials from the Commonwealth Ports Authority were having back-to-back disagreements over a dispute of owed fees. There is an ongoing litigation between the two, and legal counsel advised both parties not to comment further.
And I'm not here to argue because I'm here for solutions, Senator, and I'm here to get to the crux of the matter. And the crux of the matter is that we're owed $4.7 million by SMA, and this dispute has been ongoing. They have not paid. We've stopped collecting PFCs, and they've stated previously that the PFC, the reason why the ticket rates are so high is because of the PFC. Well, we stopped collecting PFCs, and we have not seen a reduction in the ticket price between Rhoda and Tinian and Saipan. As a matter of fact, they went on to increase it. But that's what it is, and I think what we should be focused on is discussing how we can resolve this.
Mayors from Tinian and Rhoda expressed the importance of having airline services in the Marianas.
As you all are aware, Tinian and Rhoda are heavily reliant on transportation, especially when it comes to transporting our medical referral patients. Despite the issues that we are currently experiencing with our airline carriers, one thing remains a top priority, which is to ensure that Tinian Health Center, together with CNI Healthcare, CHCC, are able to medevac our patients during emergencies.
Our people need to have access to affordable airfare rates to travel, to pursue their educational and commercial opportunities. My staff under my leadership have been aggressively planning to tap into the Guam market to help our local economy. And we need both airlines, Star Marianas Air and Marianas Southern Airways, for this campaign to be a success.
You can watch the full coverage of the public hearing on the NMI Legislature's YouTube channel. The AG's office expresses support for two measures that provides clarity for prison contraband and defines what is a dangerous weapon. Let's take a listen. Assistant Chief Solicitor Robert Glass Jr. from the Attorney General's office spoke before members of the House of Representatives on Thursday to express support for two bills that would address problems in prosecuting serious cases in court.
We are the only jurisdiction that does not have a prison contraband bill in the Ninth Circuit. Right, so there's a part of our law here that's just missing. It's a gap in our law. And so we would ask for you guys to pass this again in its current form.
It's called the Contraband Reform Act of 2023, which will properly define what items are prohibited inside the prison and what the appropriate penalties will be. Representative John Posablon reintroduces the measure.
Because it had come up to my attention that we don't have any statutes in the Commonwealth that deals with contraband going into the prison facility. And this is very alarming as we have cases previously, months ago, with regards to cell phones going into the prison, or for that matter, drugs and pills. And we need to prevent such contraband from entering into our prison facility.
The bill clarifies that firearms, dangerous weapons or devices, marijuana and controlled substances, and any telecommunication devices are considered as major contraband inside the prison. Minor contraband will include alcoholic beverages, money, data storage devices, and any other object listed in the Department of Corrections. Prosecution for possession includes imprisonment of 1 to 4 years and monetary fines. This legislation will provide the Department of Corrections a more enforceable mandate that can deter inmates, detainees, correctional officers, contractors, volunteers, and the general public from possessing contraband in the facility.
But an individual snuck a cell phone into the prison, and they're currently facing charges in the federal system, right? But we don't have an equivalent to hold them accountable under the CNMI laws. And because of that, we can't do anything about it. So somebody sneaks something like that in, something dangerous, something bad happens, there is no recourse right now under the law. That's not justice.
Another bill that the AG's office is in full support of is HB 23-13, which will amend the Crimes and Criminal Procedure Code. The bill, authored by Representative Marissa Flores, clarifies the definition of a dangerous weapon and serious bodily injury.
This is a bill that I think has been needed. It clarifies some terms for the attorneys, for the prosecutors, as well as for defense. And it helps the prosecutors be able to prosecute these types of cases. We recently had a case where a prison individual or prisoner took a toothbrush and sharpened it and then used it to attack a barber. Right? The whole purpose of that was to inflict damage on this individual, serious damage, by striking them again and again in the head. Now, this case was tossed out of the court because of the definition of dangerous weapon.
DOC Acting Commissioner Anthony Torres expressed his support on the measures as well. Both bills were passed unanimously by the House and now sits with the Senate. Crime Stoppers is seeking public assistance in locating a wanted local male. 30-year-old Daniel Agutu is wanted by the DPS Criminal Investigations Bureau and Sinamay Court Marshals. Agutu has failed to appear for a court program review hearing. A bench warrant in the amount of $5,000 has been signed and issued by the Sinamay Superior Court for his arrest. You can contact the Sinamay Crime Stoppers hotline at 670-234-7272 should you want to remain anonymous, or use their website at www.nmicrimestoppers.net. Crime Stoppers pays up to $1,000 for any information leading to an arrest. It pays to call. All right, coming up, tour groups visit the islands for an in-depth look at World War II history. We have this story and more up next.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Where's the drink? Where's the drink?
Go get a drink.
Cheers.
For many, St. Patrick's Day is a day to celebrate with drinking. Lots of drinking. DPS officers will be in full force this March 17th, so before you get the party started, designate or they will see you before you see them. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety.
Stay safe, CNMI.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. History lovers and family members of World War II veterans visit Saipan as they explore war sites in the Pacific. The Stephen Ambrose Historical Tour Group arrived in Saipan this morning to visit the sights and sounds of the Marianas and honor the fallen heroes that fought bravely on this very land. Pacific Development Inc. Director Gordon Marciano says this is the first batch of 7 groups that are to come. The tour will include a visit to the American Memorial Park, Astley to Airfield, Sherman Tank, and to Marpy Point, where hundreds of Japanese jumped to their deaths. KSPN spoke with Charles Atwood this morning at the Saipan International Airport. His father was a railroad engineer during the World War II, and he had an uncle who fought in the European camp.
We're very excited, actually. This is really cool.
His wife, Judy Atwood, had 2 uncles who fought in the Pacific. She says her uncles didn't share much, just as most veterans don't. But she is looking forward to learning more about the history.
Oh, I think it's fascinating. You know, it's so far away from home. We're from Virginia, so it's very far.
And what do you look forward to in your trip here?
Just learning about the culture and about the historical significance of Saipan. And, I don't know, we're just thrilled to be here. We should have been here 3 years ago, but COVID kept us from coming, so we're very happy to finally get here.
Marciano says the gathering of these World War II organizers brings peace and closure to veteran families with Japan, Europe, and the United States. The next tour arrivals are set for the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 27th. The 500 Cells organization refuses to let the maritime tradition here in the Marianas fade away. Effort to keep the maritime tradition and seafaring culture alive is untold with the many free services and programs 500 Cells offers to the community. Every Saturday, they provide a 20-minute canoe ride for children, tourists, or anyone who is interested.
It's about reviving those traditions and getting it more present and utilizing, eco-friendly. We've got wind as our gas and sail is the engine. So that's kind of what we do. So we invite the public and anyone interested in learning and participating.
June Coleman, who is the director of the sailing program, says 500 Cells has a range of classes and activities that focus on swimming, building, and sailing.
Things you learn here you can apply out on those ships, whether it's knot tying or just knowing about weather and how to handle a vessel at sea. It's something good. We're on an island surrounded by ocean.
KSPN spoke with a visiting couple from upstate New York. Now, this isn't their first time to ride a boat, but the experience does make them appreciate the seafaring culture a bit more.
Similar boat in Egypt on the Nile River. So it's interesting to see how different cultures that have absolutely no association with each other can build craft that are very similar to each other. So something about the physics of sailing, I guess, but it's really interesting. But these are beautiful.
It's fantastic. Much better than being in the snow.
For another pair of tourists, it was their first time to ride a canoe.
Very interesting, just like the whole experience and how they were trying to revive the culture, and just learning about the history was really enlightening.
It was great. It was really nice. And I learned a lot from Marjorie.
The Saturday canoe rides are free and open to the community. The activity usually begins at 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Civic Center Beach right behind the Guma Sacman. You can also visit 500cells.org to learn more about their community programs and Cultural Maritime Training Center. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We have sports up next.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
The NMI Women's U20 national team is welcome back home with lots of love and support. Let's take a look. Returning from the Middle East this morning was the NMI Women's U20 national soccer team. The team was in Palestine playing in the Asian Football Confederation 2023 Women's Asian Cup qualifiers. Team manager Catherine Attel says the trip was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Palestine was amazing, great hospitality with the people that took care of us, and so soccer-wise, it was a great experience for the team. You know, international football is a higher standard than it is here in Saipan, so our focus would really be how can we level up to that.
Palestine defeated NMI 3-1 and Nepal 6-0. NMI scored the first goal in the overall qualifiers. Assistant coach May Ito says the girls played well despite the challenges they faced during the pandemic.
I think of all the other countries that we had to face off, we had the most disadvantage due to the pandemic and the isolation of our location. But their game against Palestine, they did really well. They did their best. Palestine was a very physical, aggressive team. Despite their build against our girls, they played, and we had many opportunities to score as well. Our game against Nepal was a much more skilled team, so it wasn't about physicality. And I think that was really good football out there. And for the girls to experience that, it was really fulfilling, both as a coach and as a spectator.
Caitlin Chavez says the trip was an interesting one, learning more about the Middle East and its culture. One of the funnest part of the trip was meeting new people.
I met new friends from Palestine, Nepal, and just being able to gain some more experience outside of Saipan. You see international football, what is it all about?
Chavez also scored the only goal of Team NMI.
I feel proud, but without my team, I wouldn't be able to score that goal. So it's all it's a team goal, it's not only my goal.
This trip is significant in so many ways. Not only were our girls able to travel, explore different parts of the world, and meet people from all walks of life, but it opens a door for future football success.
We have an advantage to really compete with other countries. I think we have a higher chance to win in women's football, because men's football we're a bit behind, and in women's football we're actually trying to level out already. And NMIFA has a big program that supports women's sports.
The girls was also able to visit Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus Christ, and before that they were in Philippines. MHS Dolphins take home the badminton championship. 4 teams competed in this year's badminton finals, with Mariana's High School team number 1 gaining the championship title. The last day of the Badminton Interscholastic League took place on Saturday at the Ada Gym.
So we're on the last day of our Interscholastic High School Badminton League. Right now, MHS 1 is leading with 20 points. The next is Agape 1 with 17 points. Third is Mariana's High School Team 2, 14 points, and Agape 2 with 9 points, but they are still playing for 5 more games, and then we will find out later who will be the champion for this league.
MHS1 defeated both teams from Agape Christian School and the second team of their respective school. The most challenging game is when they face their very own. MHS1 dominated the boys doubles event, but MHS2 won the boys singles. MHS1 swept the rest of the events. MHS1 garnered a total of 34 points to win the title, while MHS2 settled for the second place with a total of 20 points. And with 18 points each, both ACS 1 and 2 shared the third spot.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goat's Gym, and today we're going to show you a Bulgarian split squat, a fantastic lower body exercise that should be a main staple in your training. Now the first thing we want to address is the rear foot placement. Now whether it's toes on or toes off, just find what's comfortable for you. The bigger issue we want to tackle is the height of the box or bench. You see, when you set up on a box or a bench that's too high, that inherently puts an aggressive stretch on the front of your hip. Oftentimes, that sensation will take away from the working leg, the leg that's on the floor. And when you start to add load in this faulty position, you're bound to run into some problems, particularly if you got some mobility restrictions. So Jamila's gonna set up, she's gonna descend with control, and from there just stand tall.
And for your KSPN weather report, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east-northeast wind 14 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 23 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers, east-northeast wind 14 to 17 miles per hour and gusts up to 23 miles per hour, high 87, low 76, humidity at 94%. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, northeast wind 15 to 18 miles per hour and gusts as high as 24. High 87, low 76. Marine forecast, moderate to fresh trade winds are expected to continue through Saturday, possibly becoming occasionally strong Friday. Combined seas of 5 to 8 feet will increase to between 7 to 9 feet Friday night and Saturday, then diminish again. Northeast wind 15 to 20 knots, wind waves 3 to 5 feet, northeast swell 5 to 7 feet. The sunrise will be at 6:25 a.m., high tide at 11:54 a.m., low tide 8:04 p.m., and the sunset 6:27 p.m. And there you have it. That is your midweek edition of the news, sports, and weather here in the Marianas. As always, we thank you for always tuning in to the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a great night, and we'll see you back on Friday with more.